Hi everyone, so I'm making this video to walk you through the 4.4.3 lab. So for numbers 1 and 2, I had put images for both of them in the same Google Classroom post that this video is going to be in. So they're in the form of screenshots because I screenshot from this, but I cropped it. So you'll be able to just now save that screenshot and insert the picture here. So you could insert it right into your lab. So that's 1 and 2. So for these two, you're comparing a chicken bone and a cow bone. So a bird and the mammal. So these pictures are kind of just showing you a cross section of the bones. Okay. And then this table records all of the data so you could see the whole cross section width, the width of the marrow, width of the compact bone section, and the percent of bone cross section that is compact bone. So right away from our data, we could see that the beef leg has a higher percentage that is compact bone, and is pretty much higher in width for all of these areas, okay? So now we're going to answer our questions. So number 3 is, what effect does a higher percentage of the compact bone portion have upon the weight of the bone? So I want you guys to think about something that's very compact, right? It's very tight, close together. That's going to be a lot heavier. It's going to weigh more. So you could say the higher percentage of compact bone portion affects the weight because the compact bone, is a dense bone, and there's a lot of weight held in there, and that affects the weight. So you could just say that the compact bone is much more dense, so it's going to carry a lot more weight. Okay, so think density is mass per volume. So that's why a heavier density, you're going to have more of that mass, more weight. Okay. Number 4, describe the texture of the marrow from the chicken bone. So this is something that you would have to do in class if we were to look at these bones, but something you could have just found online if you look this up was that the texture of a chicken bone is actually very soft. So we want to think that chicken bones are light, soft, okay? Whereas number 5, the texture of a marrow from a beef bone, that's very hard. Remember, compact, hard, heavy, okay? So that's 4 and 5. For number 6, which marrow was denser, had more mass in the given volume? What impact would that have on the overall density of the bone? So like I said before, looking at our data in the chart, we could conclude that the beef leg is a lot more dense per volume. So you could say the beef bone marrow is denser. The density of the beef marrow has an impact on the overall density of the bone because the marrow makes up a majority of the bone. So there's more marrow per volume. So remember, volume is the amount of space that something takes up. So there's more marrow per volume, therefore more of the weight is dispersed throughout the bone in the marrow, okay? Lastly, number 7, in a short paragraph, relate the density of the bone to the activities and environment of each animal, both bird and cattle. So we know that birds, they fly. So obviously they're going to want lightweight bones because they want to be able to glide along with the wind and be able to flap and travel far distances. So they need to be very lightweight for aviation. Now, cattle, we know some of them might travel too in the wild, because we mostly see cows on farms, but they need strong bones to keep them supported, to help them with movement, things like that. So they need to have those dense, heavier bones. So just thinking about what each organism does, you could kind of describe that in this question. So you could say, chickens and birds need the light bones to be able to fly, whereas cows and cattle, they need the heavier, more dense bones for body movement and support. Okay, so I hope this helps you. Like I said, I'm going to put the images as well for you, and then here you go. That's all you have to do. All right, everyone, any questions, feel free to reach out.